push your seat back onto your heels. Reach your arms forward and then lift your knees up, coming into downward facing dog. I don't teach you the asanas in this warm-up. You experience the warm-up. I'll teach you the asanas over the 4-week course. Connect to, just breathe. Inhale, 2, two. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. A little softness in our knees. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, 10. On the inhale, come forward to a plank, and you're going to stay in plank. Notice if you're moving your feet back, your down dog's too short. Look at the wall in front of you. Press the floor away from you and squeeze the block and try to bring your hips and shoulders in line with each other. So your hips aren't too high and your hips aren't too low. Look at the wall in front of you, guys. Up here, inhale. Exhale, 1. Look at the wall in front of you. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, go back to downward facing dog, lift the hips. Soften the knees, slowly walk the feet toward the hands. You're gonna stop when the feet are flat on the floor and the hips, the knees, the ankles are all in line with each other. Now, and sometimes people are like, really going for it. It's still just a warm up. So you're going to keep your hands about 6 to 8 inches in front of your feet. You're going to walk forward till your feet are flat on the floor. And then you're going to put your hands on these lovely 2 blocks so you're not holding yourself up on your thumbs, which is not a weight-bearing joint. Inhale. Exhale, 1. So take your feet a little further apart and parallel them. Exhale, 2. Good. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Press your palms down. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, 10. Now bend your knees a little bit. Take the block out between your thighs. Set the block behind you on the highest setting. Setting number 3. So 2 blocks in front of you. Take the block out from between your thighs. From your thighs. Put your block behind you on the highest setting. Step your feet out as wide as your mat. Come down to a squat and set on the block. There you go. Now, bring your hands together and bring your elbows in between your thighs. So the elbows are touching the inner thighs. And then I'm going to press out with my forearms, kind of a little hip opener here, right? Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, 10. Now put your hands on the floor. Lift your hips up. Take the block out from underneath you. Set it to the side now. And then come sit down on the floor. Okay. And extend your legs straight out in front of you. You can move the blocks if you need to. On the inhale, bend the right knee into your chest. Place your right foot on the outside of your left knee. Now, dorsal flex. So notice I said knee, and you went for thigh. So there, you're just going to go right there. It's a warm-up. We're not going to go for the big, deep one right yet. It's just a warm-up, right? On your inhale, pull your left toes back towards you. So instead of pointing them away, pull them back. Notice how that activates your hamstring. On your inhale, lift your left arm up alongside your left ear. Exhale, bring your left elbow on the outside of your right thigh. Bring your right hand behind you in line with your sacrum and bring your right hand closer to your hip instead of the wall behind you. So you're going to twist right instead of left. You're going left, we're going to go right. There you go. Inhale. Exhale, keep pulling your left toes back toward you. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, extend your right leg. Inhale, bend your left knee. Place your left foot on the outside of your right knee. Then dorsal flex your right foot, lifting your right toes back towards you. Inhale, lift your right arm up alongside your right ear. Then exhale, twist over to the left this time. Left hand comes behind you and closer to you than the wall behind you. So if your hand is going way back toward the wall, bring it closer to you so you can get head and pelvis in line with each other. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, come back to center. Now exhale, extend your legs. Now take your block again, and this time place the block between your thighs like this. Okay, then bend your knees and put your feet flat on the ground. Bend your knees, put your feet flat on the ground. Then bring your hands. So you're going to hold on to the block. You're not going to let it just set on the floor. You're holding on to it. Now bring your hands behind you about 6 to 8 inches with your fingers pointing to the wall in front of you, not away from you. Bring your chin into your chest. Squeeze the block with your adductor muscles. Inhale, lift your hips up. Let your head go back. Tabletop. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, come sit down. And come sit on your 2 blankets. Okay? You can set the block off to the side. That is your warm-up for this class. You'll do that every time you come to class. Like I said, we don't teach you the asanas in the warm-up. We teach them to you over the 4-week course. This is week 2 of Urban Sadhu Fundamentals. Week 2 is forward folds and hip openers. Forward folds karmically teach us about our past, right? What's behind us. It's the tightness in the back of our body. It's the tightness in the hamstrings, in the lower back, across the middle and upper back, and across the shoulders. So we'll be looking at that part of the body and how to open it up. When it comes to forward folds, what's interesting about forward folds is most of your life you spend in a forward fold. Like if you are sitting at your desk at work, you are in a forward fold. If you are like, if you have any kind of job where you just sit all the time, you're in a forward fold. So people are used to doing forward folds. Plus, whenever you like go through your house and you clean house and you bend over and pick something up, you're in a forward fold. So forward folds seem fairly natural to us. However, most people don't fold forward with a lot of consciousness. We're going to go around the room real quick and introduce ourselves to each other. Ahilia, Francesca, Dylan, Seti, Suki, see? And I'm Austin. You get 3 teachers, so you almost have as many teachers as you have students today. If there's any questions, ask us questions. You can always ask questions in fundamentals. And number 2, don't be afraid to just breathe. Like we may call the breath and count the breath. You don't have to be on inhales and exhales, but we will we will call the breath. We're going to start out today working a little bit. Dominga is handing out something she should have handed out earlier, and now she's remembering. we're going to work on a little bit of breath work today. I don't teach Ujjayi Pranayama until week 4, but today we do teach a breath Kriya, and a Kriya is slightly different from Pranayama. Kriyas are cleanses. That's why she's handing out a tissue, okay? Because it's a little bit of a cleansing technique.
So everybody say Kapalabhati. Kapalabhati. Kapalabhati, as Austin say, is a kriya. It's not a pranayama. And Kapalabhati, Kapala means skull, and Bhati means shining. So it's a skull shining. And everybody will take their first tissue, and you will blow out your nose. Now, did you feel how, now you can wrap that paper and put it on the side. You can take it with you at the end of the class. Everybody felt like how that is a dominant exhale. So usually when we breathe, we have a dominant inhale and a passive exhale. But in Kapalabhati, we're reversing that process. So we're having a passive inhale and a dominant exhale. So everybody put your hand here under your rib cage, like in your stomach, like right under your rib cage. And now inhale and exhale like explosive, like inhale, exhale. It's not like, it's more like explosive, like when you blow your nose, like inhale, exhale. Like if you have something in your nose and you want to throw it out. So take your second tissue and place your second tissue like here, like across your bridge, but not touching your nose, and hold it from the corners. Now, inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose, explosive. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Exhale. Okay, now place it here, like halfway. A little bit farther, like halfway. Okay, now try to aim to this area of the tissue. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So everybody sees how their tissue is moving. So that is the exhale you want when you're doing Kapalabhati. You can grab your tissue with the other one together and throw that when you're finished. So we are reversing the process of the breathing. So I will show you first, and then we will do it together. You will sit nice and tall. You will inhale, exhale everything out. Just watch what I'm doing, don't do it. Inhale halfway, and then you will start. So the air is coming in, like, because your diaphragm is working as a vacuum. So if you feel when you put your hand here, when you inhale, it will extend. When you exhale, it will like contract. But after that contraction, the diaphragm naturally has to expand a little bit. So it will like bring some air in like a vacuum. So you're not like inhaling. It's just happening that the air is coming in. So you won't run out of air. So sit nice and tall. Close your eyes. Relax your face. Relax your shoulders. Now inhale deeply. See how expansive you are. Exhale everything out through your nose. Inhale one more time. Exhale everything out. Now inhale halfway to a comfortable level and exhale in my claps. Exhale. Slow down. Exhale everything out. Now you can open your eyes. How did you feel that? Do you feel any difference like in your body or in your head? No.
What do you feel?
Do you want to do a second round? So,
So one of the things that, like, when you, how long should you exhale for? There's this Italian term in music that I like to bring in here, even though it's not something you'll bring in yoga. There's a term called staccato. Have you ever heard of staccato? Have you ever practiced music, classical music? In opera, it means like it would be a note that's like sharp. So it's like almost when you hear your breath, it's like tap, 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 tap. That's a staccato beat. It's like tap, 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 tap. Right? So that's how long it should be. Staccato. Right?
okay. Yes, I will do it. Close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. Relax your face. Inhale deeply. See how expansive you are. And now exhale deeply. Inhale deeply one more time. Exhale everything out. Now inhale halfway. Exhale my claps. Start slowing down. Exhale everything out. Open your eyes. Did it feel better this time?
All right. So did anybody feel a little warmer?
Yeah.
Warmer? Did anybody feel a little lightheaded? Okay. That's the skull shining.
Yes. And that usually we practice that at the beginning of the class to help to warm up the body.
All right. To keep warming up the body, Echo is going to teach us something amazing. So everybody, one thing is I would take off my socks. You're we don't care. Like it's
yeah, we know that.
it's the only thing is it's not, we don't care what your feet look like, but it's not really, the grip is not there. Don't worry, we don't care. None of us care. Listen, you could come in, I don't care what you look like. I really don't. Like don't you worry about, like, and I see some ashy feet in my days, honey. Some ashy feet. So you just don't, go ahead and take off those socks.
Everyone, please stand up. Bring 2 blocks. Two blocks at each corner of your mat, like this, in second height, and you are standing between the blocks. So what we will do, we will learn is Surya Namaskar. Surya means sun. Namaskar is salutation. So it's like a ritual for the old ancient Indians. They are getting up in the morning and they see the sunrise and they feel happy, or they feel, okay, another day I make it. So they will salute to the sun. So when they are do this, they were with very humble, like kind of a mood. They are cheer that this earth and the sun rise again, give us bright. So for this Surya Namaskar, it's more like people showing the respect to the nature. And in yoga, we do this especially when we start this class to get this feeling of respecting, right? And also warm up the body, because when people get up in the morning, they need to move. Before they move, they need to wake up their body. And the sun salutation is Surya Namaskar is also a way to get your body heat, like a Kapalabhati. So they are all heating movement. So everyone, we will experience the sun salutation. So you You just follow what I cue and familiar with the sequence. Bring your toes together, heels together, and look horizontally like, okay, here's the sunrise again. One more day. As you next inhale, hands in prayer, reach up, look at your thumb. Exhale, fold down, bring your hands on the blocks, look at your knee or your signs. As the next inhale, lift the head and chest and step your right foot back into lunge. Your eye gaze is always look front. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come into plank, float, flat your back, look forward. Exhale, go back to down dog. Inhale, right foot step forward to lunge. Exhale, left foot meet right and fold down. Inhale, hands in prayer, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold down, bring your hands down. Yep. Okay. Inhale, half lift and step your left leg back into lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog, step your left foot back. Inhale to plank, look forward. Exhale, going back, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot into lunge. Exhale, right foot meet left and fold down. Inhale, hands in prayer, reach up, look up. Exhale, Tadasana. So this is a sequence, and we will break it down one by one, each element, to see how can we make it more efficient or make it more like we are doing the right things. And everyone bring your mat, bring it to the wall. So you can step off your mat and bring the mat close to the wall. Yeah, against the wall. And then hands grab your blocks. Both hands grab your blocks. And walk until your body connect with the wall. Coming, kneel down with the blocks in front of you. Then move your feet with your toes down. Your heels actually reach the wall. And here, both hands on the blocks and coming forward, coming into like child's pose. Yeah.
So keep your hands on the blocks. That's what she wants you to do. So don't move the blocks away.
It's okay. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Okay. From here, push to your toes with your hands, grab the blocks and lift up to downward facing dog. And keep your foot connected with the wall. Yeah, your toes have to be a little bit down. Yeah, press to your toes. Okay. From here, at down dog, we look into our knee or look into our navel and press your shoulder back. As your next inhale, step your right foot forward between hands. Between hands. So if your feet is behind your blocks, bring it a little. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. You can move your blocks at here. Yeah. So keep your foot between your hands and back leg is strong. Don't let your back leg drop down. Eye gaze, look forward like you are looking the sun and you are preparation for the day. Exhale, step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale again, left leg forward between your hands. You can move your blocks or adjust a little bit. Feet. Foot. Yeah. Look forward. Exhale, going back, downward facing dog. And coming down. Okay. Yeah, coming down. Yeah.
So that's a lunge. So this is.
Yeah.
So it's important that your back leg doesn't bend. You're not dropping it here. You're trying to superimpose into your chin up.
Okay, so yeah, the key part, I bring this here because when we are doing the lunge, you maybe see people doing this. Actually, what we are doing at here is not this. we extend your back leg. So your back leg have to be very straight, like someone is push you, and you look forward. It's sun salutation, it's not earth salutation. So you have to look to the wall, look front. That's very important. Okay, now we were going to break down downward facing dog. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's like a little bit equal, but don't lose your back leg. So that's the key. Yeah. Okay. Now you bring the blocks like this at here. Grab your third blocks, and then put your third blocks between your thigh, like what we do in front of the class. Yeah. Now you will bring, like what do we do? Actually, we do it on the wall, and right now we will do it at the edge of the blocks. So your toes is down, your foot is perpendicular to the floor, and the heel is up. And the distance of your foot is hip distance apart. So if it's like close, don't do it. With blocks at here, feet hip distance apart. When you arrive here, bring your hands in front of you and see back to heel, see back to where you can. And then reach your hands to lengthen your hands. Extend your hands straight or legs straight. Oh, sorry. Hands straight and up arm straight. Elbow straight. Yeah, here. If your elbow is connected with the mat, leave it like at least 1 inch off the mat, the elbow. Yeah. Don't let your elbow touching this. Okay. Then stay here without, and spread your finger out wider. Yeah. Without move your hands. Push to your hands, each fingers, and push to your toes, lift your knees up. Okay. Okay. Yeah. From here, if your shoulder is a little bit puffed out, press to your hands and press to your shoulder and push your chest, go into the wall. No, don't move your hands. Yeah, don't move your hands. Hands is here. From here, Michael, bend your knee. Yeah. As you Michael bend your knee, lift up your kneecap, engage your quads, and as you this uplifting energy, move your tailbone more up to the ceiling. You can bend your knee, yeah, bend your knee as much as your body needs. Just lift the tailbone up to, yeah. As you lift up, actually your body will be naturally going back into the wall. Now, walk your feet like 2 inches in front of you. Yeah, though your toe, no, 2 inch. So it's here. So your heel is still on the blocks. Yeah. A little bit back. Yeah. Okay, here, with your energy, squeeze into the blocks, your quads lifted, and your back leg strong. Keep your knee Michael bend. Yeah. And here, in this position, this is the way Urban Sadhu do in the down dog. So point here is don't lock your knee. Keep your knee Michael bend or soften. Don't let your heel down to the wall, to the mat. So your foot is not flat. Your heel is Michael lifted. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale 3, inhale, exhale 4, inhale, and exhale, coming down, coming to hands and knees. How is everyone feeling? Wait, which part of your body feel? Yeah. Oh, we are learning the legs. Don't lock your. I'm teaching the leg. Oh, yeah. What we are learning here, this asana is called Adho Mukha Svanasana. Adho is downward, Mukha is face, Shvana is a wild dog. So this is Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog asana. This is our, this is the pose, the asana name. And what you experience is, okay, what we experience, I want to do in this position is mainly let you feel what your legs should be feels like. So in many, maybe you see places that they lower your heels down like this. In here, we don't do that. Why? Because when you lower your feet down and your knee is really easy to lock, and you have no energy lift up at here because it's already like one stick. There's no energy lift up. So as you bend your knee, micro bend your knee, you can feel this uplifting energy. This is really important because we don't want you lock your knee and feel it's like already being bounced very hard. So that is a part we want to emphasize. And then right now we will go back to the hands and the elbows, what they are doing. Now you will turn your body, okay, you can come in here, everyone. Yeah. So I will do it at here. Demo. You will bring the blocks like this and bring your two hands on the blocks. Tuck your toes like.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why am I bringing my hands like that?
Oh. The reason why we are put our hands at here, because when you are in downward facing dog, I think another question pop out will be, what should my hands should be looks like? Actually, in a downward facing dog, your hands should be straight. Yeah, hands straight and slightly a little bit turned out with your index finger is parallel. So if your middle finger is parallel, that is not slightly out. That is actually in. What we want is a little bit out. And as you point your middle finger parallel and slide out your up arms, you will feel that this part will have energetic, like out-rotated energy. Everyone extend your arms out. Yeah. Extend your arms out and then point your fingers towards the ceiling. Now, slide open your hands to the side. What do you feel at here, and the shoulder? You can do this by your own and feel. What is your bones feels and shoulders? So as you turn out gently, you will feel these muscles have this out-rotate tendency, and your shoulder will be a little bit wider, your ear a little bit away from the shoulder, and your chest will be more spacious. So this is a little bit subtle, but this is very important, what your hands do. And when we bring our hands like this, you see, my index finger already out. So this given me the natural tendency, my body natural tendency of my up arm rolled out. So again, I will do it like what we start, tuck my toes, see back to heel. And from here, I see a lot of people maybe have going up like in this shape, but what we will do is not like this. We'll stay here, keep my elbows straight, and I will push my hands to my knuckle, index knuckle, and all the other knuckles I was support me, really push into the wall, keep my ears aligned with my arms, and as here, I will lift the knee first. So my hands actually literally didn't change. Then lift up my hips. So what you see is like my up body is always in one slope. There's no bounce. So like like what do we do? Okay, I'm coming up. Okay, so that is a wave. You have to be very straight, your upper body. Everyone, let's see if you experience this.
So the arms have to be super active.
Facing the wall, yeah.
The arms are super active. I'm not relaxing like in a child's seat, right?
Tuck your back toe, see back to heel. Now, straight your arms, really pinch to the blocks. Feel the energy of your knuckles. Pinch to it's like this. So you are like grab one dumbbells or two dumbbells, and this dumbbells is so heavy, so it's not could not be lifted up. And you will really squeeze it, pinch to the blocks, keep your elbow straight. As you next inhale, gently lift your knee up. Yeah, just a knee, don't, and then extend the knee straight without move your ears along your, yeah, that's perfect. Inhale, exhale. You can keep your knees a little bit micro bend. Don't lock it a lot. Yeah, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale 3, inhale, exhale 4, inhale, and exhale 5, coming down, coming back to hands and knees. What do you feel about your upper body and the lower body? Is everyone tired? Yeah.
Because originally what you were kind of doing, and this is something that happens if you have big hamstrings, right? And this is another reason why that little bit of knee is helpful, because if I have tight hamstrings and I try to straighten the legs, I'll kind of pop up like this to make space in the muscles of the lower back. It's not really hamstring, it's tight, the lower back. So if I start to lift up and I keep these hips and I kind of push the little away, I can extend to the outside of the chest and arms. But it's okay to have the knees. That's perfectly fine, because as soon as I stretch the legs, I pop forward.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
But then we have somebody like Suki over here. Come here, Suki. Suki is different. She's hyper flexible.
Yeah, that's what I.
She's like crazy flexible. Everything we do, warm up, she's got her hands behind her. She's like trying to get into a deeper. She can't feel it. If she doesn't go there, she doesn't feel it. But then the problem is that she's always just jamming herself to something. So Suki, come in, come onto your hands and knees. Reach your arms forward, tuck your toes under. And then press into your index, make a little outward turn here, and lift your knees up. Now, do what you love doing. Jam your legs. She can do that, and she still keeps this, but she's hyper flexible in the knee joint. That's bad for her knees.
Yeah.
The energy, I can touch her knee, and her knee is behind her shin bone, her bones. She needs to bend her knee a little bit so that she's protecting her knee. She's bending for a different reason. Keep her knees in.
Mm-hmm.
What I was trying to get you to do, she can then tuck her pelvis under and lift up higher in her sit bones, so keep her knees in a little bit. She can get a higher stretch in the hamstrings, where the hamstring is actually sit bone, by keeping her knees bent and moving her pelvis and not locking her knees, which is only stretching good here, and she doesn't need to stretch that.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Okay, thank you. But I can't demo for that for you because I'm not that flexible.
Yeah, that's actually what I just demo myself, because I think me, yeah, we're like very similar. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, for very hyper flexible people, it's really important that when you remember to bend your knee, because otherwise, because I already a little bit make my elbow a little bit hyper flexed. So yeah.
Over here it's hyper flexibility, and you're hurting the knees long term.
Yeah.
You're hurting the joints long term. Over here it's tightness in the lower back, and by bending the knees, it accommodates and makes space in the body and the shoulders.
Yeah.
So different reasons for bending them.
Yeah. So always remember, bend your knee and then lift the heel a little bit up. Don't lower your heel down.
Yeah. Because then you're just stretching where the hamstring attaches to the Achilles heel.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's already like that. Right? I'm already like that. If you see somebody who walks around like this, then there's somebody who's put their heels on the ground. down dog. And you will see people who are so tight that they're kind of like walking around almost in those like their shoes. And they're walking on the balls of their feet. That's because this is super tight. But if your feet are flat on the ground when you walk, you don't stretch that.
Okay, any questions? Because we already learned the different part of how your upper body should experience and what your lower body need to experience in the downward facing dog.
Put it together to show them how to do a down dog from the plank.
Oh, okay. From here, now we will move away from your wall. Bring the blocks at here. So because we were moving from plank, so bring, okay, grab one blocks between your side. Yeah.
Well, I want to make a suggestion.
Okay.
Don't have them do the down dog on the mat.
Mm-hmm.
From a plank, measure your body from a plank so they don't move their feet, but then you step forward and back without the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Don't move walking their legs.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to have that step forward and back in.
Oh, okay. Okay. So just have your hands here and bring your blocks close to you as possible, but don't put your hand on it. Make them ready. And tuck your toe. Your toe is connected and the heel is up. Sit back to your heels. Really reach your hand in front of you and slightly bring your index finger a little bit wider. Yeah, if your index finger is pointing close in, bring them a little bit wider. Yeah. Okay. Straight your arms in front of you. As your next inhale, really push to your knuckles and the hands and your toes. Lift the knee up without move your shoulder. And then extend your leg. Now from here, downward facing dog. As your next inhale, coming forward to plank. Going to plank, okay. Now check if you need to move your hands. Is your plank a little bit higher or lower? I think most of people is really good. As you plank, look forward. So slightly look forward. You are still look to the sun. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. If your feet is not hip distance apart, please make it a little bit wider, at least like 2 feet between them. Yeah, that's perfect. As your next inhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. Okay. And if you are doing this, you step forward and your feet is here, bring the blocks and make the blocks just first height. Yeah. And walk your foot between your blocks. Exhale, press your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Okay, we will next do the left side. Inhale, step your left foot between hands. Oh, do you see that it's easier? But if you are still try to make your foot a little bit more close to your hands, then this height is maybe for you. So everyone have different lengths of your arms. So for short arms, maybe you need more add on to the add-on blocks for your height. And changing. Okay, exhale, step back, down facing dog. We'll do it one more time. Inhale, step your right foot forward. Okay, look forward, lunge. A little bit higher, yeah. Exhale, step back, down facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward between hands. Look forward. Don't drop your back knee. Make back leg very straight. Don't let your foot, knee, back leg. Yeah. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Okay, and coming into hands and knees, I will go to teach plank again. No, I didn't teach plank. Now I will change, coming down. Yeah, hands and knees. Then I would, because step forward, step back, I already did it. Okay, now you will bring another blocks between your hands. Oh, sorry, between your thighs. And for this one, we will not use the blocks, and As here, tuck your toes, sit back to your heels, going back to downward facing dog with your arms straight. Feel the sensation how you pinch to the blocks. As you inhale, with legs squeeze blocks and straight arms, lift your knee up. Don't move your shoulder. And then extend. Yeah, extend to downward facing dog. With your block between your thigh, as you next inhale, move forward to plank. Look forward. Your shoulders is just over your wrists. And as you squeeze the blocks, you will feel your glutes going to each other. Your quadriceps are lifted to each other. They are work together. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, keep slightly forward. Yeah, exhale. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, exhale 4. Inhale, exhale 5. Bring back to downward facing dog. And coming down on hands and knees. So I think everyone is really perfect at here.
As anybody notice that from down dog, that time, unlike in the warm-up, nobody had to move their hands.
Yeah.
No one moved their hands or their feet going from down dog to a plank. Okay? So that's interesting because in reality, your down dog and your plank are the same measurement. The hands and the feet don't move. The hips move. The hip crease, there's a bend in the hip crease, and then you come into an isosceles triangle.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
The geometry of the triangle is that if the triangle flattens out, it's 2 equal sides. And then when the triangle comes back, the base really didn't move, right? Mm-hmm. The point at the center is this. So that's kind of what's happening from plank to down dog. So if you've ever been in the classes, you're like going from plank, you're going from down dog to plank, and you're walking hands and feet forward, you're kind of jamming your down dog in, and you're not really finding that geometry between the two asanas and how they're related.
Yeah.
Can I
add on? Can I do it? Let them without use the blocks, because like with.
I think they got it.
Okay.
Real good. I think they got it.
Okay. So.
That's why I added that little bit of kind of advanced knowledge, like the geometry of it.
Yeah, that's.
They got it.
Okay. So for the sun salutation, there's another 2 things we need to recall back. Actually, we teach it in week 1, though. Everyone standing between your blocks with 2 blocks at the top of your mat, and you can put it at lower at here or higher, depends on your body, because we already do the step forward, which is suitable for your body. I mean, this is more comfortable with mine. And as for the beginning of a sun salutation, what we do is a hands in prayer and look up. As you look up from here, move your shoulder away from your ear. Don't shrunk your shoulders there. Yeah, make your shoulder relaxed, but your shoulder is spacious, your chest is spacious. Arms straight and look into the thumbs. Don't throw your head back. Yeah. So it's a little bit coming into tilted flow. Yeah, you don't need to make it like a very straight line. As long as your hand is up, bigger than 45 degrees, it's already enough. No need to be a very straight line. As you exhale, hands in prayer, and then fold. As you fold, don't round your back. You are fold from hinge from your hip joint. So your hand is here, and you are lower down. Bring your hands near your feet or on the blocks as where you can reach. Last step is look down to your knee. As you inhale, hands in prayer, without round your back, you are doing like a deadlift. Okay. Okay.
You gotta go through.
Okay.
We should talk that early.
Okay, so coming back to standing here, we will go through the all sound salutation whole sequence together. As you inhale, hands in prayer, reach up. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Bring your hands on the blocks. Look down. Look at your knee. As you inhale, lift the head and chest and step your right foot back into lunge. Back leg straight, eye gaze forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look at your knee, straight arm. Michael, bend your knee. As you inhale, coming forward to plank. Look forward, don't move your feet. Yeah, go into plank. Flat your back, squeeze your buttocks, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward to lunge. Look forward, look down. Exhale, left foot meet right and fall down. Look at your knee, hands on the blocks. Inhale, hands in prayer, reach up, Urban Sadhu. Look at the sun. Exhale, bring your hands down, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift and step your left leg back into lunge. Look front, straight your back leg. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank again. Don't move your feet, just look front. Exhale, downward facing dog, perfect. Inhale, step your left foot between hands, look forward, lunge. Exhale, right foot meet left and fall down, look at your knee, hands knee by your side. Inhale, hands in prayer, reach your hands, look at the sun, reach up over ceiling. Exhale, Tadasana, bring your hands down. Okay.
All right. Congratulations. How does that feel for everybody's sun salutation? Okay. And a lot of more awareness. Okay. So after you had finished your sun salutations, right, you'd warmed up the body, you would sit down and you would do what's called Paschimottanasana. Everybody say Paschimottanasana. Paschimottanasana means a tense stretch of the western side of the body. So it is a forward fold. It is, a lot of times people think it's just about the hamstrings. It's about more than the hamstrings. I'm going to pretend like this is the front edge of my short end of the mat. I'm not going to sit there. I'm going to sit facing you. I'm going to take a blanket. I'm going to put the blanket on the edge of the mat with the folded edge on that mat. Okay? Then I'm going to have a second blanket nearby. All right? Then I'm going to have a belt nearby. All right? Now, my sit bones are these two bony bones right in the middle of my glute muscles. They're not lower. In fact, you can kind of put your fingers in your glutes and kind of push back a little bit, and you'll feel those two bones deep inside. You're going to put your sit bones right here on that rolled edge. So when they're not, your sit bones aren't going to go here, they're going to go right there. Okay? So come and sit down on the edge of that rolled up mat and extend your legs straight out in front of you. Now let's talk about the feet for a moment. There's a plantar flex. Everybody do this. Point your toes like a ballet dancer. Where do you feel the stretch happening? Where do you feel? Stretch in the front of the leg. So when you point your toes away from you, you are contracting the back muscles and you're stretching the front muscles. Now everybody pull your toes back toward you. This is a plantar, and I'm like blanking out. What's the name of this flex? Dorsal flex, dorsiflex, dorsiflex. So now in a dorsiflex, you feel what? This contracting and this stretching. Okay. So your forward folds are dorsal flexed, right? So everybody take a belt. Now, just take the belt and put the belt around the ball of your foot. So the ball of your foot is below your toes. Now, we're not going to fold forward, but what I want you to do is I want you to push into the ball of your foot, and then I want you to take a hold of the belt, and I want you to pull the belt toward your hips as if you're driving a horse and buggy. And then lift your chest up and kind of sit up straight, Try not to lean back. Notice if your head all of a sudden went behind your pelvis, you want your head and sacral and cranial in line with each other. And then just breathe. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Suki, lift up a little bit in the middle of your chest. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Okay, how did that feel? Did anybody already, you haven't even folded forward, and did you feel there was an intensity of stretching in the back of the body even though you didn't even fold forward? Okay, this is why I said to you at the beginning class, if you sat at a desk all day, you were in a forward fold all day. We haven't even folded forward what your imagination thinks as a folding forward. And already you feel this intense stretch happening in the back of your body, just sitting upright, but sitting, right? Okay, now here's what I want you to do. I want you to take your belt in each hand. Do that again, lift up, then start to inchworm your fingers down the belt. Notice how I'm doing this, Suki, until I reach down and grab my toes outside of my foot. Now, what happens if I can't make it? It's okay. If I'm here, that's fine. But if I can get all the way to the outside of the foot, that's fine. Now, once you've gotten to where as far as you can go, take a moment, do this. Inhale deeply. And then exhale out and pull your belly in. And then see if you can move a little forward. But where do I look? Look past your toes. Pretend that you're going to try to put your chin on your big toe. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. So don't push there. I'll tell you what to do in a minute. Exhale, 2. This letter set. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On your inhale, lift up. All right, where did you feel that? All in here. But you didn't feel anything across here, did you? Nothing in your back. Okay. So let's talk about that. So what happens is sometimes we think that some of these forward folds are all about hamstring, because that's a nice word that everybody can remember. Hamstring, I can remember that, right? But lateral muscles and back muscles, and the names of back muscles, that gets really hard. But forward folds are about also what's going on in your back. Because so many people do this all day, I see young people, and I'm old. I'm like almost 60 years old, believe it or not. I see young people come in all the time, and they look like they're 60 years old because they are sitting at a desk all day doing this and sending emails. And then when you ask them to do a forward fold, they may feel something here, but they feel nothing here because they can't get out of this roundness of the upper back. But there's a way to do that. The way to do that is to shorten the hamstring. And when you shorten the hamstring, it allows there to be length in the lower and upper back. So now take a blanket, your other blanket, and roll that blanket up like you're going camping. Okay? And this is the same thing when I was saying bend your knees in downward facing dog. It gives you more space in your back. And then put that right underneath your knees. Now, everybody, for those of you who had a moment and you had a hard time setting up straight, when I said just set up straight, lift your chest up. Is this easier to lift your chest up now? Why? Because I bent my knees. All of a sudden, I can find space in my chest. Now, take your belt, put it around the ball of your foot. Think of that same amount of space in your chest. Try not to round at your rib cage, but think of pulling your belly in and hinging furthermore at your hips. So lift your chest and then exhale, reach out, grab the outside of your feet. But then take that moment and pull your chest and your breast forward. Pull your breast forward, your breastbone forward. And then bend your elbows a little bit out to the side. Does anybody feel like you're getting deeper into this now? Yes. And breathe. Inhale. Pull your toes back. Dorsal flex. Inhale. Exhale 2. Echo, can you get her to pull her little toes back? Exhale 3. Go get her to pull her toes back. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Good on your inhale. Lift all the way up. So here's the key, right? Because Paschimottanasana means intense stretch of the western side of the body. In Ayurvedic medicine, the sister science to yoga, the front of the body is the east, the back of the body is the west, the top of the head is the north, the soles of the feet are the south. So I'm stretching the back of my body, and that may mean for different people, you need to stretch a different part of the western side of the body. It's not only related to hamstrings, okay? Sometimes there's more tightness in the upper back. Dylan's been coming to my class, and he's working on that too. That's a big challenge for him, is that he's rounded at work, he's sitting all the time, and when he stands up, he's already standing like this. He's kind of rounding his shoulders. So it's not so much about hamstrings anymore, but about chest and upper back. Putting a little prop underneath the knees allows you to find that space in the back. Okay. Any questions about Paschimottanasana? Listen, when you go to an open class, no teacher at this place is going to say, why are you got a blanket underneath your knees? They're going to know why. No teacher is going to say, why are you using a belt? They're probably going to tell you, use a belt around here. Okay? So don't be propophobic. That's the other thing I like about fundamentals, is it gets you over propophobia, right? Propophobia is where you just won't use a block, you won't use a blanket because you think it's more advanced. Listen, when you have a KitchenAid mixer you have a class A mixer. A mixer is a prop, right? If you want to sit around and beat your cake with like a spoon, you can do that. But I got a KitchenAid mixer. I know how to use it. It was $500. This is the KitchenAid mixer. Okay? All right. So let's take the blanket out from underneath your leg, set it to the left side, fold it in half again. Okay? With your legs extended, bend your left knee into your chest, okay? Then open up your left knee and put your left foot on the inside of your right thigh. Yeah. So you're like, now you're kind of like a figure 4. Sometimes this is a little bit like tree. Now here's what I want you to notice. And all of a sudden we're taking this and we're going to turn this into an asymmetrical asana. Everybody say, Janu Shirshasana. Janu Shirshasana. Janu Shirshasana. Janu, head, knee, seat. Okay? If your knee is way up the ground, you're going to take your blanket and you're going to put it underneath your knee. Why? I don't want to feel like that I'm having to hold this leg up in the air and that the abductor is hurting. So whatever side, weight, whatever level you want your blanket to be on, put a little blanket there, and then that just supports this leg. This is all of a sudden an adductor hip opener. Adductor is the muscle inside the thigh that goes into the groin. This is a tight place for a lot of people. It's a minor hip opener, because still it's working on the back of the leg and more across the back, lower back. Notice though how you may have an easier time folding forward in an asymmetrical asana. It's just kind of amazing. Take your belt. You can put the belt around the ball of your foot. Just stop there, start there, even though Suki doesn't need it. Then she can reach out and she can grab the edge of her foot. And then she can lift up and lengthen. And here again, instead of thinking about putting your forehead on your knee, think about putting your chin on your ankle and pull yourself forward in a forward fold and lengthen as much through your back. Now, the more you walk your hands towards your foot, the more you're going to get a lateral stretch of the lateral muscles in your upper back. Right? So the more the arms reach forward, there is a protraction of the back muscles and the scapula, which is a stretch that needs to happen in today's world. Mainly because here again, everybody's kind of pulling the scapula toward the spine. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Good. Inhale. Lift your head and chest up. Lift your knee up. And then extend your leg. Did anybody feel like you could get deeper into a forward fold stretch with an asymmetrical asana? Maybe, maybe not. Sometimes it makes more space. I don't know why that is, but it is the case that it's just easier for the body to do asymmetrical than symmetrical. All right, go to the other side. Bend your right knee into your chest. Open up your right knee. Put your right foot on the inside of your left thigh. And here again, you may find that the right and the left side is totally different. So if it is different, it's okay. Put a little blanket underneath the right knee if you need it on the right side. Then put the belt around the ball of your left foot. And here again, do that thing in which you did it again. Just kind of lift your chest up and lift your shoulders up and move your chest forward and then fold forward. See if you can put your chin on your ankle, not your forehead on your knee, even though that's the name of the asana. That's the old school way. Head, knee, seat. Good. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Good. Inhale. Lift your head and chest up. Lift your right knee up. And exhale, extend your right leg. So one of the things that we want to talk about, the ball and socket of the hip. I think there's a lot of misconception about the ball and socket of the hip. But one thing I can tell you is that it does, if you're going to do a closed hip, right now my legs are in a closed hip, and you're going to open the hip, the knee and the hip likes to do this biomechanical move more so than that, right? It can do this. Dancers do this all the time. The hip joint really doesn't like it. You know, and you see it if I were standing and I was dancing, I might do something like that, right? Like a little Fosse move, right? Your hip can do that, but what it does is you find that like dancers end up like wearing out the ball and socket of the hip because it's kind of grinding the hip. The hip, and even in yoga, in a standing asana, will come into tree like this. So there'll be a very clear into the chest and then opening out to the side. The same thing is true when you're transitioning in any of these forward folds. Knee into chest, knee opens up. Knee lifts up, knee extends. Kind of see that movement. But there's nothing wrong with going from a closed hip to an open hip. That's an argument that other people make, which I don't agree with. Why? Because me just standing here, I just went from a closed hip to an open hip. I'm not going to injure myself doing that. But kind of over time, kind of grinding the hips and everything, hips don't like that. We do it in dance all the time. So if you're a dancer, do it in dance, right? All right, from here, everybody say, Agni Stambhasana. Agni Stambhasana means fire log seat. Agni is fire, Stam is a log, and this is a major hip opener. But a lot of times we only think of hip openers. When people say hip openers to me, can you teach hip openers today? They're only talking about adductors. Hip openers, because hip is a ball and socket, it can happen anywhere in the hip. This actually works on the piriformis, which is a muscle that attaches at the base of your coccyx and then kind of pulls around and comes over to the outside of your hip. And when that's tight, it's hard to open up the hip and also let that down. So a lot of times people think this is here. It could be in piriformis. So with your legs extended, bend your left knee, Put your left ankle underneath your right knee. So you're kind of making a figure 4, but now I can see the sole of my left foot over here to the side, right? And my shin is kind of parallel to the edge. Then bend your right knee, open up your right knee, and place your right ankle on your left knee. So notice how I'm moving my foot so that the foot comes off the knee, and it's not kind of sickling in my bend of my knee. So I'm going to lift that foot up, and I'm going to move that foot off so that it's all the way hanging off. Can you get that foot? Woo! Okay. So what happens is then that becomes really tight. Take that blanket, put the blanket underneath here. And I see people putting a block there all the time. Blocks, I don't know why anybody would put a block there, because it's not going to go anywhere. Now, dorsal flex your feet. Pull your toes toward the middle. Notice how that activates, tightens the shin. It protects the knees. Now bring your hands behind you and just push your hands into the floor a little bit. Lift your chest. See if you can pull your right knee down a little bit. Fire log, right? Then walk your hands forward. I'm going to move my blanket and fold forward over your shins. And here again, you'll feel this in the back of the hip. Keep your feet active, though. Don't let your feet go soft. Keep pulling your toes back. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Good on your inhale. Lift your head and chest up. Lift your right knee up. Exhale, extend your right leg. Lift your left knee up, extend your left leg. Okay, now for some of you, that's a really hard asana, right? So that means there's tightness in the piriformis. That's where that's coming from. I'm going to give a second option for this. We're going to do it on the other side, but I'm going to show you another option. Bend your right knee. Put your right ankle above your left knee. Now, bring your hands behind you with your fingers pointing forward. Don't go too back. So Suki, you don't want to lean back. You still kind of you just want your hands kind of behind you. If you find you're going into lazy boy lounge world, walk your hands forward a little bit so your shoulders are still over your hips. Then bend your left knee, put your foot down, and then move, dorsal flex your right foot, and energetically push your right knee toward the middle of the room. Do you still feel that in your piriformis? Right? A little easier. That's this, but point your toes up. So notice how you kind of soften, pull the toe back. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Good. Extend your left leg. Then bend your right knee into the chest. Give your right knee a hug. Extend. All right. Did that feel like you maybe it worked a little better? There's a little less of a struggle, but you still kind of got the target area. Okay, try it on the opposite side now. Bend your right knee, put your right ankle underneath your left knee. Then bend your left knee, pick up your left foot, put your left ankle all the way off on your right knee. So foot's hanging off over here. I know. That's that fire log seat thing. And then put a little blanket underneath the knee if you need to. Take your hands behind you and just kind of lift your chest. What you'll find if it's almost there, the hip will lower a little, the knee will lower a little bit. Then fold forward. Keep pulling your toes toward each other. Don't let your feet go soft. We'll do that variation in a second. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Good. Now inhale, lift your head and chest up. Now we're going to make this easy. Just lift your right knee up and put your right foot on the floor. Yeah, Left ankle still on top. Then put your hands behind you. Then lift your chest up and then move your left knee forward. So for those of you who have open piriformis, you're not getting a lot out of this, are you? You're not feeling much, are you, Suki? Yeah, it's but over here, you might be feeling a good bit. Exhale 2, inhale. Exhale 3, inhale. Exhale 4, inhale. Exhale 5. Good. Extend your right leg. Lift your left knee up. Extend your left leg. All right. Any questions? Any questions? Okay. Everybody say Adva Matsyendrasana. Adva Matsyendrasana. Adva is half. Matsi is a fish. Drasa is a man. So it translates sometimes in half man, half lord of the fish seat. So it's a special fish. It's not just any old fish. It was a fish that was a saint, right? So everybody take your 3 blocks and go back to the wall, and I want you to set your blocks up like a choo-choo train. So 1, 2, and then make a T. So you can do it on your mat. You can do it on your mat. I just moved them over there to the wall so that you, so does everybody know where your sacrum is? Where's your sacrum? Do you know? It's okay, say no. Okay, because this is a little bit of an anatomy class too, so I'd rather you say, no, I don't know, Austin. Please tell us, what is my sacrum? So your sacrum is at the base of your spine. It is this triangular bone right here. Your sacrum is fixed. It doesn't move. It is part of the spinal complex, but unlike the rest of your spine, which can move, sacrum is by the time you're, I think it's 14, your sacrum's fixed, right? It starts out mobile when you're a little kid, but then as you age, it forms as part of the hip complex that is also part of the spinal complex, and it's what attaches the hips and the spine. Your sacrum is I like the idea of where the word sacred comes from. It comes from the word sacrum, right? But it's also when you're dealing with a lot of these seated asanas, it becomes the center mechanism point of what is your sacrum doing in any of these seated asanas, right? So everybody come and sit with this block against your sacrum with your legs extended straight out in front of you. Now, Adva Matsyendrasana is a twist. And a lot of times when people twist, they think that to get deeper in a twist, they have to hike their hip up to get into a twist. That doesn't really put anything into the thoracic spine. All of a sudden, the twist is coming from the sacral. It's not coming from any of the spine, thoracic or cervical. In reality, you're trying to get a deep cervical spine twist. Like you just go into the chiropractor and they took you and they went like that. That's what you're looking to do. So bend your right knee into your chest. Now step your right foot on the outside of your left knee. Don't go any higher than your knee. Now bend your left knee and bring your left heel to the outside of your right hip without lifting your right hip up. So bend your left knee, bring your left knee, no. So bring your left knee over here to the outside of your hip. But notice if you had to lift your right hip to sit on your heel, you don't want to sit on your heel. Now, I knew what was going to happen because Dylan's hip is so tight, it's impossible for him to do that. The piriformis is so tight. So this is one of those situations. Dylan's going to get more out of the twist by extending his left leg, period. His sacrum is still fixed. He's not twisting from the sacrum. So if fire log seat is hard for you, I can pretty much tell you that the variation with the bent knee and the twist is not really the best option. The thing that you want out of Adho Matsyendrasana is not this clever idea of the knee being bent, like, oh, that's more advanced. No, not if you're twisting from the sacrum. If you're twisting from the spine, it's more advanced. So that means that both sit bones have to stay plugged into the earth, just like Paschimottanasana, and the sacrum isn't twerking or lifting to get into the twist. So to get a deeper twist, some people are going to keep their leg extended. Some people can bend the knee. That's terrific. Doesn't matter. Why? Because it's not about what the legs are doing. It's what the spine is doing. Lift your left arm up. Now bring your left elbow on the outside of your right thigh. Now put your right hand on the block behind you and bring your right hand as close as you can to your sacrum. And then push into your right hand and lift up toward the sky through your skull so that you have cranial and sacral alignment in a twist. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Now look all the way back. Exhale 4. There. Inhale. Exhale 5. Good. Inhale. Come back to center. Now, keep your sit bones plugged in. Don't lean. Twist to the left. Look over your left shoulder. Here, decompressing your spine instead of coming into a forward fold. Try not to lift your right hip up. And then come back to center and extend your leg. Did that feel like a different kind of twist than maybe you've normally done? How was it different? Like when you went to another yoga class? It just feels intense. Yeah. What about you, Suki? Like, did you feel something different? Yeah, because you kind of will lift your hips. You'll kind of you're just so hyper flexible. You'll just keep spinning around, So it grounded you, right? You're a little more grounded. Okay, let's try it on the other side. Bend your left knee into your chest. Step your left foot on the outside of your right knee. Bend your right knee or keep your right leg extended, right? Dylan's going to keep the right leg extended. Bend your right knee. Bring your right heel to the outside of your left hip. If you had to lift up, then take that moment and try to push that hip down. Now, see, this is interesting because on this side, it's tighter, right? So how do you want to find it? Try this. Lift your arms up. Set up, take your hands apart. Yeah, like as you do that, now find, yes. You see how kind of lifting your hands up actually gets cranial and sacral alignment back in order. Then bring your right arm on the outside of your left thigh. Take your left hand onto the block behind you and look all the way back at the wall, but push your left hip down. You're going to go that opposite way. There you go. Push your left hip crease down. Better, everybody. Inhale. Exhale 1. Try to push your left toe down. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Good. Inhale. Come back to center and exhale. Counter twist. Inhale. Come to center and exhale. Extend your legs. All right. Any questions? All right. We're out of time. So, and I don't want to not give you a little shavasana. So everybody come, move your mat away from the wall. And then roll up the blanket. And move your blocks off to the side. And come lay down on your back with the blanket underneath the knees. Okay. You can lay where it doesn't matter where your head or your feet are, which way they're pointing. And once you've come to lay down, just begin to relax a little bit, even though you have this nice rock music outside. Just kind of imagine that it's like sweet music. And allow your breath now just to breathe the body. And starting with your toes, tell yourself, toes, relax. Ankles, relax. Shins, relax. Knees, relax. Hips, relax. Lower back, relax. Upper back, relax. Shoulders, relax. Biceps and triceps, relax. Forearms, relax. Hands, relax. The throat relaxes. The jaw relaxes. The face relaxes. And finally, you realize the whole body has relaxed. Shavasana, corpse seat. Gently start to deepen the breath. Make small movements with the fingers and toes. Stretch the arms overhead and stretch the arms and legs in opposite directions. Bend the knees into the chest. Give the knees a little hug. And then gently roll over to the right side of the mat. Woo. And pressing the palm into the earth. Lift the torso up. Come up to a seated position. And just take a moment, sit up tall, close the eyes. Inhale deeply through the nose. And exhale everything out through the nose. Just do that again. Inhale deeply. And exhale everything out. Then gently bring the hands together in undulating mudra and bow the head slightly. Namaste. Thank you so much. Namaste means the divinity within me sees the divinity within you, and I acknowledge that divinity. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Enjoy the street fair if you're going to the street fair. You know, it's kind of impressive. It used to be the first year they did it was right out here, and now it's all over downtown. So check it out. Tomorrow, however, and all of you can come to this, we're doing an event with Ecstatic Dance New York. Ecstatic Dance, they come in, they do a little organized movement. It's not yoga asana. Then they bring the DJ on, and there's a DJ for 2 hours, and you get to dance. And then there is a shavasana with a sound bath at the end, and that's $25. It's a fun event. You don't have to have any kind of skill set or like know how to do a handstand or anything like that. You just come and have fun. So check that out tomorrow. It's from 4:30 to 7, I think it is. So it's a little longer than some of the events we do because it's a dance party instead of yoga asana workshop, right? All right. And you can sign up for that at the front door, at the front desk if you'd like to go. Come and boogie. So I think that yoga mat is not the right mat. You're having a lot, and I can also